Okay guys, in today's video we're going to be going over my opinion of the best mutations in Grounded 1.3. This is a tier list, and once again, my opinion. If you get mad in the comments, I really do not care because this is my opinion and you can have your own opinions. Alright, now I've got a little sheet on my second monitor. So I know the names, but I don't know the icons. So I might need a little hand. Let's start off. I think this one's Ant Annihilator. Yep, so starting off we got Ant Annihilator. This is increasing damage with ants from stage 1 to stage 3, going from 5%, 15% and 25% damage. I'd say B tier. It's not the best mutation. It's definitely not the worst. Ants are some little guys, so I guess just chuck them in B tier for now. Next up, we have got Apex Predator. It's not S. I'd say A. It just unlocks hidden powers from boss weapons. So there's only 4 bosses in the entire game, and you need that mutation to unlock that hidden power. I don't think you should need a mutation, but so top of A tier for now we'll go. Assassin. Okay, now Assassin gives you bleed on hit, and then maxing it out, it gives you an extra stack of bleed when you hit a crit. I'd say A. It's probably better than, yeah, I'd say it's definitely a lot better than an Apex Predator, just because it's real useful in the Wasp Queen boss fight. If you have Assassin equipped, hit a summon once and they're going to die within a few seconds. Barbarian, C tier. This just increases your damage with clubs, but you can't perfect block. You can still block, and if you have it maxed out, you get like trickle regen. Perfect blocking is an essential thing for Grounded, so C tier. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Single player, no go. I would not do this. Bardic Inspiration, probably B tier. You need the Bard's Bow to use it, so this is another boss mutation and for a boss weapon. When you shoot, the Bard's Bow gives you different buffs, such as I think it's crit chance, attack damage, and defense from as far as I know. Okay, now Blade Master has to go S tier, purely because it is one of the best mutations in the game right now. If you have this bad boy maxed out, you'll automatically get your stamina back after you use all your stamina, if you're hitting an enemy, of course, and also makes it that the enemies deal less damage to you, so it's very useful for the Infected Broodmother boss fight and any other boss fight. Okay, Buff Lungs. This gives you max stamina. You do not need a lot of stamina in this game, especially Buff Lungs, to be completely honest. The extra 15 stamina I think it gives you is like an extra 2 swings from an axe, which really isn't that useful, so C tier. Actually, I'd say Barbarian's better than it. Cardio Fan, S tier. One of my personal favorite mutations, just because I'm a very stamina hungry guy. I like my stamina being up as fast as it can, so having that exhaustion timer and exhaustion rate recovery increased is just super useful. Chopper, I am being biased once again. I want to say Chopper's better than Blade Master, but no, I definitely don't think so. I do like my axes, so I'm going to be very biased. I say Chopper's definitely S tier, purely because when you use an axe, having it maxed out, it reduces the exhaustion timer for just like Blade Master, but also this time it reduces enemies defense, which is real useful because I like cutting down defenses as much as I can. Corporate Kickback you get from Director Schmechter. After you perfect block, you have a 5% chance to have like 5 seconds of lifesteal. It's only really useful against the Infected Broodmother, so I'll just say B tier. Yeah, it's only good against the Infected Broodmother or maybe the Mantis, because it's only a 5% chance. Probably top of B tier. It's not the best mutation. Coup de Grace for crit chance, top of A tier. Having that crit chance is really useful. It's 2.5% for stage 1, then 5% for stage 2, unless they have changed it. But yes, having Coup de Grace, or Coup de Grace, however you want to say it. I had one comment saying I said it wrong, so I apologize to that one guy. Having crit chance, always useful. Having, yeah, you're just dealing extra damage. Daredevil, D tier. You do not need it at all. Early game, maybe, but now that Dandelion Tufts are not in a trinket slot, this makes it so useless. And even if you have your health maxed out, you cannot physically die from fall damage no matter how high you fall, if you have your health maxed out, of course. Dissection Expert, definitely an A tier, definitely almost top of A tier, purely because if you're farming for parts and you're farming for trinkets, for like boss trinkets and stuff, this is very useful. So, ooh, Fresh Defense. Ooh, okay, this one reduces your sizzle damage, your sizzle rate, and your gas damage that you take. I would say just bottom of A tier. Definitely a very good mutation for certain areas. Yeah, that's all I need to say about that. Grass Master, I think this is Grass Master. Not a huge fan of making bases, so I don't cut down grass a lot. But if you're a builder, I would definitely see that you would use this a lot. So C tier, top of C tier. Once again, I can't really like give this a good rating because I don't cut grass in the game. Guard Dog's top of B tier, definitely for sure. Increases your attack damage in raids or any mixes or the final defense and the cold tire defense actually. So it's actually 10%, 25%, and then 50% damage. So very useful for mixers, but it's probably even better against your own if you're farming gold cards. Guard Dog works in Waft Emitter raid, so this is a very useful mutation. Very niche, but very useful. Hauling hero, I'm gonna chuck it probably bottom of C tier. You just haul more stuff. I know it's a lot, but you also need your coziness up, so it's pretty much a late game mutation. Once again, I don't build a lot of bases, and I don't carry a lot of planks, so I would say bottom of C tier. Definitely near C tier. Actually, no, top of C tier. The reason why is because it increases your throwing damage, which is very useful because throwing spears is completely broken in this game. And then it also gives you thorns after you hit an enemy, which is just useless because thorns is useless. Okay, I'm pretty sure this one is juicy. Let me just double check. Yep, so we have juicy here. Once again, D tier, probably better than Daredevil. Reduces your thirst rate by 50%. Thirst isn't really an issue if your like mole is upgraded for thirst, hunger, and thirst drain. It's useless mutation. Let's be honest. Yeah, we got a little fist now, so I had to search this one up. Little fist. I know previously before 1.3, this mutation was really good. Now it is garbage. So because fists, you need to have a shield out to perfect block, and having a shield out reduces your damage by 20%. So you're already getting 20% reduced damage. So I'd definitely say worse than Barbarian, almost bottom of C tier, purely because little damage for fists and the 20% damage reduction shields now give. Unless you can block with your fists without having a shield out, this mutation sucks. Man, Mysterious Stranger. Man, I'm not a huge fan of this mutation. I really do not like it. I'm going to say personally D tier, just because I know it's been buffed, but once again, the Mant isn't that good, and it's a very low percent chance, like 5% chance or something like that. He's not really that useful. You summon him for like 10 seconds. He sometimes misses his attacks all the time, so no, not a huge fan of it. Meat Shield is definitely going to be, let's do top of B tier, purely because early game having Meat Shield is very useful, especially if you're playing WoW mode before you get Milk Molars. So very good early game mutation, and you can buy it with Raw Science, so it's just completely free. Alright, next up we have Mertine. Mertine is definitely useless because if you go into the pond once, you're going to need, I use this in the pond once just to finish the pond lab. Otherwise, I won't need this ever again. I mean, bottom of C tier. Just makes you swim faster in water and increases your oxygen timer by 20%, which is like 10 seconds. Not useful. Because the water, there's only one pond area in the entire game. If there was an upper yard pond, maybe it might be good, but here, no. Mithridism is very decent when it comes to wasps and wolf spiders. It does not give any resistance to venom, so this is already slightly less useful against some spiders. But I would say it's definitely a tier mutation, purely because poison resist wasps are heck of annoying if you don't have a shield, and also Orbeaver Juniors and the Orc Orbeaver Juniors. Mum Jeans gives you summoning, spiderlings, and extra poison damage. Probably better than Corporate Kickback. About middle of B tier. Once again, the spiderlings get one shot to almost anything. And when I use this in my pacifist run, they always die to my own gas arrows, so you can do friendly fire damage, so mid of B tier. Natural Explorer has to be better than Cardio Fan. I would say this is the best mutation in the entire game. I'm going to say it is. Running across the yard and having this is so good. I think it increases your move speed by actually 20% move speed to 30%, 35% move speed to 50% move speed, which is actually insane. Cutting half of your running time in the yard if you have this bad boy maxed out. So definitely the best mutation in the entire game. Parrymaster, very early game mutation. I wouldn't use this in the late game because if you have like Blade Master or Chopper maxed out and you have exhaustion timer already, after every perfect block you just gain stamina back. I would like to say B tier, top of B tier, because I know a lot of people can't perfect block every single attack, and once again perfect blocking gives you stamina back, and it's a very perfect block based mutation. Probably only good for early game if you have no other mutations that are decently good. Like I use this as filler. So okay, now we have Rascal Rogue. You can steal items off enemies, which is definitely useful if you're farming trinkets. But I would definitely say bottom of B tier. I would only use this mutation when starting a boss fight, then I'd instantly switch it out. So if you want to steal an item, like, yeah, it's just you steal items. It's not a mutation you would have on when you fully fight everything. You use it for like 10 seconds in a fight, and if you get the item, you switch to your normal mutation. So Reliable Friend. I do not play multiplayer. This increases friend revive speed, sorry. I have no idea how this works. I haven't played multiplayer ever, so I'm going to say D tier. And if people skip into the video and they see this and they get mad at me in the comments, you guys know exactly why they're mad. So don't get mad at me because I have no idea how multiplayer works. This Rock Cracker. This is Rock Cracker. This works on clay and pebbles. As far as I know, that's everything. Probably slightly worse than... I mean, I'm going to chuck it right next to Grassmaster. They're both harvesting mutations. Probably Rock Cracker is a little bit better than Grassmaster, to be completely honest, just for clay. And because clay and rocks are like a lot better than grass and weed stems and stuff. Sharpshooter increases your crit now in Grounded 1.3. It was definitely a lot worse, but now it's a lot better. And then having it maxed out and gives your candy arrows extra elemental effects, so fresh slows, spicy burns, and sour stuns more. Definitely an A tier mutation. Probably not better than, because you get 50% crit when it's maxed out. I would say bottom of A tier. Probably better on crossbows than bows. Shocking dismissal or shocking dismissal. Man, I remember I used to love this mutation a lot, but now I'm just like, nah. Top of B tier. Just shocks enemies when you block and you have a chance to unleash it back. Smasher, D tier. Put it in D tier. Probably the top of D tier. Just slows enemy move speed or attack speed and move speed when using hammers. Hammers are slow already, so this is not going to be helping you on the slightest. When I did my hammer only run, that was absolute pain. Smasher definitely deserves to be in the lowest rank. That was sensation for Thorns. Thorns, oh Thorns, oh Thorns. Even though it's got buffed by 6 times, this is still a very bad mutation. D tier, because the more damage you take, the more damage you reflect back. If you have your armor upgraded, that is going to reduce your Thorns damage drastically, so definitely D tier Thorns. If Thorns works with having maxed out gear, like fully upgraded and max defense, I would love it. But because if you upgrade your gear, you're already reducing the Thorns damage, D tier. Spicy safety, bottom of S tier. 50% reduction from smashing and stabbing is insane. A lot of bugs do smashing / stabbing damage, except for the mantis. This is one boss fight you shouldn't have this equipped because the mantis does slashing. You only need to eat 2 spicy shards to get it maxed out, which is just so cheap. Spore Lord. Now, effective broom on the boss fight, you need to kill her, and then you need to have a boss weapon. I'm not a huge fan of this, but it did get buffed to have a puddle that constantly heals you, I think, and gives you crit chance. I would say bottom of C tier, top of C tier, purely because it's very expensive to get, and you need to be stationary when you're using this. And if you want a perfect block with this weapon out, you need a shield, which already reduces your damage, so top of C tier, not a huge fan of it. Trapper Peeper, you get this by getting gold cards and it increases your crit damage. Definitely not better than crit chance, but crit damage is very good. Having it maxed out would be the best. Almost every gold card in the entire game. I would say middle of B tier. I would definitely not think it's like a very good mutation unless you have it maxed out, but it's gonna be, you gotta put hundreds of hours into the game of grinding just to get this maxed out, and I don't think it's that worth it. Tuffle Tuffle, whatever it's called. It's explosive fists. Once again, fists kind of suck, but I know you can use this against your advantage to explode rocks against some enemies. I'm gonna chuck it in C tier, probably right below Little Fist, because Little Fist doesn't really, not good anymore. Whittle Wizard, we're almost near the end. Whittle Wizard, the staffs are really good. When I did my staff only run, I found them really good, especially the mint staff, if you know how to perfect block and time it correctly, but definitely not one of the best mutations. It only works with 3 weapons, the spicy staff, mint staff, and sour staff. I would say it enhances their damage a lot. Better than Guard Dog, better than Parry Master. Middle of B tier, because it only works with 3 weapons, and those aren't the best weapons in the entire game, I'm gonna be completely honest. And the new mutation and final mutation is Battle Buddies. I don't like this mutation at all because it is reducing friendly fire damage, so multiplayer players would love this. And this also works with friendly fire damage against yourself, so the effective Broodmother Blaster and bomb arrows and stuff like that. Yeah, it could be good, but if you're hitting yourself, that's kind of bad anyway. But just so I don't make anyone mad, I'm going to put it in the C tier somewhere. Right at the bottom of C tier. Actually, no, Mertian can go up a bit because it's traversal. Top of C tier. Put Mertian at top of C tier. I'm only changing this now because, like, if you like farming stuff in the pond for some reason. And yeah, that is the tier list. So if you guys have any opinions, definitely leave them down below in the comments. But I'm pretty sure I've got the list pretty right. This is my opinion once again. So if you guys enjoyed this video and stayed to the very end, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.